Hello and welcome to the latest Crafty Simulations video, and welcome back to the channel. Right, the last lot of videos I've been creating have all featured payware aircraft, and I have decided that maybe it's a wise idea I start showcasing off some of the freeware examples we see here on the flight simulator. So I am going to create a batch of videos, all reviewing freeware aircraft, completely free, not a single penny, euro, cent, dollar, whatever it is your money tree system is, and none of that will be spent here whatsoever. So today we are starting off with a peach of an aircraft. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Dave Garwood's Hunter single-seater pack. So, welcome back after the intro. Yes, and you heard correct. I am going to be doing a load of videos on freeware content. Now, if it's a payware content, we expect, as consumers and customers, that the item of which has been put into the flight simulator to be the best it can possibly be. And obviously there's different price ranges, ranging from, the £20 mark all the way up to the £100 mark. It just depends on what kind of aircraft and what kind of work goes into that aircraft. Obviously, the PMDG aircraft are very expensive, but there is a lot of work that goes into them. Just flight aircraft, a little bit less expensive. There's still a lot of work that goes into them. But in this series of videos, we're going to be looking at aircraft that cost nada, nothing, not a sausage. And we're starting off, like I say, with an absolute peach of an aircraft. This aircraft was available for previous flight simulators, older flight sims, FSX, I know it was available for, P3D, I dare say it was available for. I'm not sure if FS9 it was available for, I can't remember. But the genius that is Dave Garwood, and he has created quite a few aircraft in his story time of aircraft creation, has created this. Quite possibly one of the most beautiful British inventions ever created. I'm talking about the Hawker Hunter. And like I say, this is now the Flight Sim 2020 version. Now obviously some work has been copied from the original older aircraft and brought up to standards for 2020. And it is a beauty. And I'm not just saying that because the Hawker Hunter is a very good looking aircraft to start off with, but this is a fabulous looking aircraft. I completely forgot about this aircraft even existing. It wasn't until I was watching a video on YouTube and somebody else had reviewed it, and I was like, oh, I remember that aircraft. And it was a peach back then. And in this simulator, it's a peach now. It's a gloriously beautiful aircraft. Great reflections, especially off the canopy here that's open. But you get a sense that there's some real time and effort gone into the work of this aircraft, and like I say, it is completely free, so there is going to be some issues, and it's also from an older generation of simulation aircraft, so we can forgive the fact that the intake there, the engine is a little bit basic, but it's perfectly adequate. It does the job. The fuselage looks absolutely amazing. Just no matter which way you look at this aircraft, it just looks absolutely awesome. It's just absolutely stonkingly beautiful. No matter, the Hawker Hunter is a beautiful aircraft, make no doubt about it. I think the phrase, if it looks right, it'll fly right. And the Hawker Hunter has that statement completely down. So we do have a very beautiful looking aircraft here. Now before we go on to the interior of this aircraft, I will go into a little bit of information here. If I remember where I put the file. Yes, here we go. Right, okay, so the aircraft here is the Hawker Hunter. This is part of the single-seater pack. There is a twin-seater pack, which we will review on another date. So these are the variants of Hawker Hunter that are available in the single-seater pack. So we have the prototype Hawker Hunter. It was a one-off aircraft, and it is available. So then we have the F1, the F3, the F4, the F6, the FGA9, the FR10, GA11, Mark 58, PR11, and weirdly a T7. Now, ignore the T7 there, because that is a twin-seater, designation of T. We have every variant of Hawker Hunter going. And there is subtle differences. This one is an FGA 9, I do believe, Hawker Hunter. So it's a later variant of Hawker Hunter, but it is a beautiful aircraft. So there is, like I say, the twin seater pack. So the configuration, obviously the cockpit's a little bit different because it's a twin seat and it's a side-by-side seating, which is quite rare in aviation terms, especially in military terms. I think only really now training aircraft have that side-by-side arrangement, and most of them have gone back to the instructor sitting behind the student pilot. So yes, here we go, Hawker Hunter. So let's move into the interior. Now again, remember, this is completely free. And this is a very, very good cockpit. I haven't sat in many Hawker Hunters, but I have seen quite a few cockpits, and it is believable. And that's, at the end of the day, all we really want. It's believable. It's a very dark cockpit. Even though I'm in perfect sunlight here, it is a very, very dark cockpit. Obviously, texturing down here is a little bit rough, I would say. You know, I don't want to pick it apart. I really don't, because it is a fabulous aircraft. And it, taken into the account of the price plan, it's free of charge. All this stuff works. A very dark side panel here to the cockpit, but it is believable, entirely believable. It is a brilliant, brilliant aircraft. And today we're going to be taking out a flight. So obviously, being that it is a military aircraft, we shall be flying out of here at RAF Waddington, and we're going to be going up for some high altitude flying as well as some low altitude flying. We're going to bomb it out over the coast, and yeah, we're going to see if we can scare the fishies. And we might actually take it out to the bombing range out at Holbeach, if I remember correctly, if I can remember my navigational skills. So yes, we'll take it out to Holbeach, and then we'll bomb up back the coast, and then we'll cut back in again over the coast and come in over the country, and we shall land here back at RAF Waddington. So, oh, by the way, another big part of this, I'm completely excited about this aircraft, I've completely forgot about this. Something I go on about quite a few times, sounds. Okay? This sounds like a Hawker Hunter. It's not the best sounds of a Hawker Hunter, because the Hawker Hunter has an Avon engine. Okay, it's not the best sounds that we could ever expect, but being that there probably isn't many Avon engines out there available for at least freeware developers to have a look at, and you know, payware ones would probably find a way of doing it, but yeah, the sounds of this aircraft do sound reliable and realistic to the Hawker Hunter. So we don't have the famous Blue Note. Okay, so the Hawker Hunter has this rather unique noise it makes when it flies past you. It's called the Blue Note, and yeah, unfortunately we don't have that. There was, back in the dim dark past, the original Sims, there was an add-on for that to allow you to have the Blue Note. I think Just Flight released a Hawker Hunter FGA 9, and it had it. It was a little bit weird how it was put into the sound pack. We don't have it today, unfortunately. So yes, so like I said, we are RAF Waddington, and I will come back to you when we are ready to start up the mighty English beast that is Dave Garwood's Hawker Hunter. So, welcome back. Let's get this wee beast started, shall we? Ooh, it sounds good. It sounds good. You'll notice we have heat haze coming out the back end. There's not many aircraft that have that. This is all free. So we do have flap control. 2 flap, 3 flap, 4 flap, 5 flap, 6 flap, 7 flap. I think if you put those flaps down like that, you are definitely stopping. Now we do have access to a spoiler. It is in the rear of the aircraft. However, when the aircraft is on the ground, the flight simulator version cannot deploy the spoiler. However, in real, you can sort of slowly part the spoiler away from the aircraft just to prove that the system works. Like I say, in the flight sim version, gear down, it will not do it. So let's get rocking. Let's get my feet on the old pedals. Get off the brakes, let's go. So, throw on the left side. Now, obviously, there is some limitations to this aircraft, being that it is freeware. The sounds, although they are very, very good, they do have some limitations to them. Obviously, like I said, it is entirely free, so this is what we get. So we can forgive certain things. So, for instance, at the moment, the canopy is open, so you'd expect some wind noise and a different sound, especially when I shut the canopy. We don't get that in this aircraft. The sounds are what they are, and the sounds are very good, I've got to say. Parking brake is set, and we'll just get the click spot. Where's the mouse? Thank you. So we've got a full set of fuel, flaps are down one stage, gear is obviously down. Standard departure for RF Wandon will be a right-hand departure. So really I should check the light. Yeah, see, I forgot the lights. I'm so excited. So nav lights, we'll have the panel lights on, landing lights can come on. Clear approach. Just listen to that whine. It's the Hunter whine. Right, so flaps are down, indicate. Instruments are all correct, trim is set. Coming up, parking brake, sitting on the wheel brake, rush running up. Come on the brakes, let's go. Full power. Airspeed's alive. There's 80. There's 100. 120. 130. 140. Rotate. Gear coming up. That's retracted. Start our climb out. Hunter was a very fast aircraft, even though we're carrying 2 fuel tanks. On the wings, it is still a very sleek aircraft. So we're going to be heading over to the range at Holbeach. It is a currently used range as well. Obviously we don't have deployable weapons, but we can make gun runs. So what I will do is I shall fly this part of the journey off camera. Shouldn't take us too long to get there. And I will see you when we are about to approach the Holbeach gun range. So, hello and welcome back. We are approaching the range here at Holbeach. So, even though this is Microsoft Flight Simulator, we don't obviously have deployable weapons or fireable guns or anything like that. We do have a pipper for the gun. I don't know if this is going to be a moving pipper. I don't think it'll be. So we're looking for a circle. Which I think is up ahead of us. So the range, the weapons range here at Holbeach is used by many aircraft actually. The Royal Air Force do use this for deploying weaponry, including everything from concrete bombs, so that there's no explosive whatsoever, all the way to full deployable ordnance. They also do use it for strafing, and there's quite a few videos on YouTube actually. You can actually watch this. There's a road you can go to. There is a checkpoint. I think you can't go any further, but you can see and feel Royal Air Force and other military aircraft using the range with deploying weapons. So as you can see on the left hand side of the cockpit, there is a yellow circle, a sand circle. That will be our target for today. So we'll be making a one pass at altitude. Conditions are good. No cloud in the vicinity, no cloud above us. Obviously this is not the correct way to do it. I'm not a military pilot in any stretch of the imagination, but here we go. Target in sight. Hold up, pull up, roll over. Trigger pulled, pull up, throttle up, good airspeed, and turn out to avoid any incoming fire. A little bit of clipping going on there every now and again with the ejection handle. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. Target in sight. Hold, level out. Lift, roll over. Trigger pull. Good airspeed, pull out. So the Hawker Hunter was a strike aircraft. Was armed with 4 nose-mounted cannon mounted underneath the nose, so a very heavy punch. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe it was 20mm cannon. I'm not 100%, but it's still a heavy punch for a fighter. Was also capable of carrying rocket pods and deployable dumb weapons. So we're going to make one more pass. Target in sight. Pull up, roll over. Bit of rudder control. Lining up. Trigger press. Throttle up and pull out. And there we go, Hawker Hunter doing simulated strafing runs. So, now we're out the area. Turn the gun pipper off. And I'll move over to the fun part of the flying, i.e. low level. So believe it or not, the Hawker Hunter is a 1950s aircraft spanning many variants. Obviously, like I said, single-seaters and twin-seaters, also flew for the Royal Air Force and the Royal Navy. A few countries also bought the Hunter for exports. The Mark 58 is a export version of the Hawker Hunter and was, like I say, sold to many, many countries. I still can't believe how good this aircraft really is. I mean, the Dave Garwood version, it is absolutely fabulous. So we are going to go into the descent, low altitude over the sea. And we'll be passing Chapel St Leonard's and Mablethorpe, and we'll be making a run in onto Stubby Airfield for our approach into RF Waddington. And flying low level over the sea is interesting at the best of times, due to not having much situational awareness as to exactly where the sea is. There's a little over 900 foot indicated. .270 knots indicated. The Hunter just wants to go fast. So the next part of the sortie will be a low-level flight, like I say, past Chapel St Leonard's, past Mablethorpe, and then we'll be making a hard left-hand turn to make a simulated bomb run over Stubby Airfield. Passing Skeg. Descend down to 500 feet. Coming up on Chapel St Leonard's. 500 foot. knots. So next part of the mission is a simulated bomb run down the runway at Strubby North. Obviously we're not carrying any external ordnance. We're about ready to make our left-hand turn, so we do have any obstacles in the way. We do have those windmills, turbines. So moving into the left-hand turn. Running up to 300 knots. There's Strubby. Bomb's gone in 3, 2, 1. Hack, bomb's gone. So, relining back up with RAF Waddington, and I shall see you in a few minutes when we enter the approach pattern for RAF Waddington. So, welcome back to the final part of the sortie today. Now approaching into area for landing, so we've got a cathedral up ahead of us. Got RAF Waddington to our 10 o'clock. Spoiler is out. Gets down for about 200 knots. Now remember, once the gear is deployed, we cannot use the spoiler. Undercarriage coming down. Slipping onto finals. So we do have a nice long runway here at RF Waddington, so we don't have to worry about that. But we do have to worry about a tail strike in this aircraft. It is quite a long aircraft. And I can always remember back in the old sim days, tail strikes probably happened more than they should have done. So it's all about balancing the power. Good touchdown. Welcome back to RF Waddington. Flaps retracted. Let's open the canopy up. Like I say, no sound effects when you open the canopy, but that's forgivable. The sounds are so good. For a Freeware aircraft, the sound pack is really, really good on this one. So anyway, like I said, this is Dave Garwood's Freeware Hunter, part of the single-seater Hunter packs, available on flightsim.to. It will be put in the description below. Standard installation as any other aircraft, just drop it into your community folder, and you get one of the classic all-time great British aircraft. And it is a very good aircraft. It handles really well, good roll rate, good climb and good descent, lots of power, which is what you expect out of a Hunter. Now there is a twin-seater pack, which obviously is the twin-seater Hunters, most of the trainers. They will feature in a future video. I can't wait to try them because they do look a little bit different, but hopefully they'll be the same brilliant Hunter as the single-seater here. Now, what we have flown today is a simulated gun run and a simulated bomb run. Now, believe it or not, even though this aircraft is 1950s, Hawker Hunters still fly today in a civilian company to help train current generation of Royal Air Force pilots. It's part of the Hawker Hunter Aviation, I believe they call themselves, and they fly FGR-9 Hunters. I think they have 2 or 3 of them. Used to be based at RAF Scampton, but that obviously closed, so now they're based at RAF Leeming. So let's wind down as we sit next to the RC-135 joint rivet. So as you can hear, great sounds here from Dave Garwood. He did a fantastic job with this Hunter. Yes, it is a port over. It's a very well done port over. I've seen worse port overs going in Flight Simulator, but this one is one of the better ones. So like I said, if you are interested in this particular aircraft, in the single-seater or the twin-seaters, they are both available with many, many repaints on flightsim.to right now. I do believe Yankees did some repaints as well for the single-seaters, maybe the twin-seaters, I can't remember off the top of my head. But they are, like I say, a very good package, very easy to install, great sounds, handles great, and is a joy to fly. And I think would be worth in the region of, I would say £10, £12. I would be happy to pay for this aircraft. It is that good. It is payware quality. Anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed this little video, this little miniaturized video. If you have any questions or comments about the Dave Garwood's Hawker Hunter or the flight in general, please bang them below. And I will see you in a future Microsoft Flight Simulator video very, very soon.